Yo, chat, yo, chat, yo, chat. I pressed the wrong thing. Yo, chat, yo, chat, yo, chat. Yeah. We live, we live, we live. I'm gonna be making thumbnails for these videos while I turn some on.
You shouldn't even see it.
Oh yeah, where's my camera at right now? Hold on. Full screen. Okay, I'm at the bottom right. It's moving pretty smooth. It was bugging this earlier this morning.
You shouldn't even see nothing. Now you sit here looking all stupid.
So when we leaving?
You're not leaving. They're keeping you here. They
Bro killed somebody. Hi.
trying to charge you for
What's good, chat? What's good? What's good?
This woman is the mother of 12-year-old Sharon Tommy Townsend, one of Jacksonville's youngest killers.
You see what we
Right
watching, man? Mom realizes her 12-year-old son is a murderer.
Now she has just realized that her son is a cold-blooded murderer, and no matter what he does, his life is over.
You need me to believe that you did not shoot that man. That's just not true. Are you the type of person that just doesn't care about anybody and you're just that evil at 12?
Is that your bag?
54-year-old Thomas Zona Trent was a disabled homeless man struggling to make ends meet in Jacksonville, Florida. To make his life even worse, 12-year-old Sharon Townsend would bully the man,
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate
and even
you.
going as far as urinating on Thomas when he was unconscious after drinking too much. But on June 28, 2014, things took a drastic turn. At 7:20 a.m., a call came in from a local reporting someone shot dead at a vacant business on 103rd Street. The unfortunate victim was Thomas, who had been shot once in the head. Finding the ones behind his murder proved to be easier than imagined. CCTV cameras nearby recorded 2 children in the same area as Thomas 5 hours before the murder at 2:25 a.m. One was identified as 16-year-old Daryl Royal Jr., and the other, Sharon Townsend.
Wait, how old
Identified
was
as 16-year-old Daryl.
Like, every time I watch these videos, I don't understand why it's like 16, 17-year-olds hanging out with 12, 11-year-olds, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Royal Jr., and the other, Sharon
They
Townsend.
really be trying to make mini demons
At first, it
so
seemed as if both were
early,
involved
bro.
in the
Like,
murder,
let
but
him
an interview
grow
with
up.
Daryl ruled him out. He was cooperative, and his statements matched his movements as seen in the footage.
Nah,
Instead,
I don't
he
care.
implicated Sharon, saying that it was his idea to get the gun in the first place. Even Sharon's own family reported him missing right after the murder. But why would a 12-year-old child harass, bully, and murder someone?
He looked like
What
a
could have gone
gremlin for
wrong
a
to push him to
12-year-old.
do
I ain't
something
gonna
like
lie.
this? Soon enough, Sharon was called in for an interview to answer these questions in the following footage provided to us by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
The situation is, I've got some things that we want to talk about with you. There's a shopping center up there on 103rd where sometimes the homeless guys hang out.
Hold up, actually, let me put my camera up top. Somebody said I should do that so you can see my reactions better. Shout out to bro.
You ever run across some of them?
They ain't there.
You ever run across homeless guys anywhere?
Well, sometimes at the front near Safari store.
Yeah. What do you know what they go by? Any of their names? Because Daryl knew the guy named Wolverine. They call him
Yeah,
Wolf.
Wolverine the tall one. Yeah.
Right. The tall one, yeah. And that's what I'm asking you. So you know Wolf. Did you know any of the
Wolverine,
other
how you
guys?
get that name?
Did you know Wolf had a brother?
No.
Yeah, he has a brother. Did you know any of the other homeless guys that hung out around that shopping
Wolverine,
center?
I knew him because he always used to walk through the neighborhood.
Yeah. Did he? You know what panhandling is? Where they beg for money? Did he always do that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But usually he'll be out cutting yours or doing something.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
Right.
I'm making thumbnails right now.
Did you ever see
So I keep
an
looking
older
back
man
and forth.
kind of? Sometimes he'd have a walker, white man, older than smaller and older than Wolf. Wolf's kind of a tall guy. He gets around pretty good. You ever see the guy they call Thomas? Older guy, stringy hair.
Stop trying to act like you don't know Thomas,
he's
bro.
Sickly. You know, he got a lot of sicknesses, so he.
I know the black guy named Tommy, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. He said
It's
something.
good.
Tommy. No, I gotta probably see him first.
Who?
I know a lot.
I'm not trying to hoop, but you could ask him.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that like, it's already kind of late in this, but I was
See this right here?
Although redacted for privacy, detectives would spend the next few minutes explaining the situation surrounding Thomas's
My
murder
fault, chat.
before slowly approaching.
My fault. I just missed like this.
Although redacted for privacy, detectives would spend the next few minutes explaining the situation surrounding Thomas's murder before slowly approaching his involvement in the murder and the overwhelming amount of evidence they have against him.
Here's the point. This is a big day for you. Who wants to spend the rest of your life in prison? I'm asking you to be honest today so that I can talk to the people I need to talk to and explain to them that a 12-year-old boy might have made a huge mistake being with the wrong person. Okay? You have to understand me. I know what happened. I'm not dumb. This is not my first day. There was a while from some years ago, I worked a case very similar to this with a young man about your age. And it was a terrible outcome, same as this, terrible outcome. Okay? That young man and his mom were stand-up people. And they came in and they told what they needed to tell. Okay? Son, look at me. Someone lost their life.
Yeah,
Now,
look her in the eyes like a
I know a lot more
man.
than what I'm just telling you. I can't tell you everything I know. If you're willing to sit down and talk with me, I'll spell every doggone thing out for you. I'm not going to hide anything from you.
Every doggone thing.
Today, Sharon, Ronnie, Tommy Townsend needs to be able to tell the truth. Do not let someone point the finger at you.
What's good?
Okay? This man was killed by an individual.
What we watching, man? Whoever just joined. Mom realizes her 12-year-old son is a murderer.
You want your name on it, or you want Daryl's? Okay? I'm not asking you, son, if you were there. I know you were. And all I'm asking you to do now
In your head with it.
is to tell me the truth about what happened. This man's family deserves it. Your mom came in that neighborhood because she saw that I put. She knew that was you.
She
I
saw
know
the
it's you.
what?
I only put on TV, and I'm only showing you a very small portion. But if you take the wrong path today, it's going to be very, very tough on you. Your mom's trying to raise you right. She came out there and found your little behind, didn't she? To say, you're coming home. And since whatever day, first of the month, when she reported you missing, she got on her job like any good mom would do. She came out there, she found you some kind of way. She was calling all kind of people. She was calling Zaria's dad. Did you know that? Zaria must have called you from her dad's phone at some point.
Who's Aria?
She called Zaria's dad, screaming at him, wondering where you were. She brought your butt over there to Sherwood so you would not be out there with these hoodlums.
Hoodlums.
Doing these things right here.
These hoodlum things.
Okay? That's why she did it. She does not want you in any more trouble, and neither do I. Neither do I. I'm not talking rough to you. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to scream at you. But this man's family
I mean, he's 12.
deserves me to tell him the truth.
He
And
did
I
kill
can't tell him the
somebody,
truth
though.
until you're willing to. What you're gonna tell me? Do you think I don't already know?
This a whole hour video. Was he lying for like 45 minutes and then just gave up at the end, or what?
Would I be here
'Cause
tonight with you if I didn't already know this?
these don't be that long usually, but I don't know.
I know this is not what you wanted to do today, and I see it in your eyes.
Yeah, you're
The
going.
tears in your eyes that are about to come out. You feel bad for what happened? I mean, it's a difference in somebody. Are you the type of person that just doesn't care about anybody and you're just that
Is there a buzzing noise or nah? Well,
evil
actually,
at 12? I don't know any 12-year-old, almost 13. I don't know any kid your age that could be evil like that.
audio quality real good right now.
Are you evil?
No.
I don't think you are.
I was about to say, you gonna answer her or what, bro?
I think that you hanging around Daryl has put you in a bad spot.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is Daryl, the 16-year-old, hanging with a
Nonsense.
12-year-old? That's
Right
weird.
now, the detective has only pressurized Sharon to set the tone for this interview. However, she still needs a solid line of questioning that she can use to compound this pressure. This will come in the form of the .22 caliber revolver used to murder Thomas. After all, how did two minors even get their hands on a firearm in the first place?
I need to know who did what and what happened to the stick, as you say.
I know what happened to that gun.
All right. Well, was it Daryl's gun? It's not a. Listen, do you think I don't know this already? You think I wouldn't have been doing my homework if I didn't see this stuff? And guess what?
Well, I don't know who gun this is.
Right.
Or that one.
Which one did you see him with that night?
When he was walking, he didn't have one. It was before that.
Okay. Well, when before that did he pick up a gun? And who did he get it? Do you know who he got it from? Or did he have it hidden somewhere? Where did he get it from?
He was walking past in the back of Timothy Landing.
Where?
Where did he get it from?
He was walking past in the back of Timothy Landing.
Okay.
He was sitting right there in the box.
They found a
Where's
gun in a
Timothy
box.
Landing?
That's gotta be a
Tell me where
lie.
it's at. Is it off 103rd?
Yeah, West
West
You can
Chase.
go through
He
a back
gotta
cut.
be lying.
Okay. So y'all were out walking.
No, was first they was already planning on going to the pool. So
Trying to make my
pool,
little
like the pool hall?
thumbnails right
no,
now.
the pool.
Well, this is daytime, right? Okay.
No, wait, what's
Because the
right
pool's
now?
closed.
Right now, nah, that pool be open. That pool don't close until like 12.
Okay.
He got like a Georgia or Atlanta accent.
Like 8, 9.
So 8 or 9
What am I
o'clock.
saying?
Okay.
The flash was on before I lost my phone.
Okay.
He got like
And he said, "Look at that box,
a Georgia Memphis
What kind of box? Like
accent.
a power box or
like a shoe box,
a shoe box? All right.
like a brown Nike
Okay.
box
Where was this box at? Just laying somewhere?
in the pond. Like it's a little creek right there, but I don't got that much water. It's mostly sand at the
They
bottom.
don't got that much
And
water.
and there's just the box laying there.
Like just the pond right here and the bushes,
Okay.
like right there.
Okay. And this is in the Timothy Landing, you're saying?
You got the little pond right there. All
Alright.
kinds of quartz, is all kind of stuff back there.
Okay. So he tells
When
you
you
to
got
look at the
practice?
box. And that we're talking about Daryl.
Yeah, he said, "Look at the box." And I know I didn't go. He went to go get it, and it was in there.
Okay. And what was in there?
Gun.
Right? Is it a revolver, or do you know the difference between a revolver and a semi-automatic? The clip gun? Which one was it?
It was just like that, but it wasn't this one. It was like a little small one.
A small gun. Okay. Was it black or
It was silver.
okay, small silver? So he actually picked it up from the shoebox.
It was silver and I had a brown handle.
Okay, silver and brown handle. Had you ever seen him with that before, or that's the first time?
First time.
All right. Did you ever put your hands on that gun?
No.
Never.
Already
Look me in
know
my
that.
face.
No.
Never.
No, it was in the system.
So you didn't want to put a gun in your hand. All right. So it's a small silver gun with a brown handle. All right. And you got it from the box by the pond at Timothy Landing. All right. So, and this is around what time did you tell me again?
Like 9.
Was it dark? Was it dark?
He was getting there.
Okay, getting dark. And you said the flash was still on your phone. Was you using the flashlight thing to be able to see to get to the box? Okay.
No, they were walking past. Like, I didn't even have to walk towards the box. All I had to do was keep walking towards the gate.
Okay.
Cause the gate go like this, then you go down and go right back up.
Why did you decide you didn't want to go to the box? Did he already tell you there was something in there, some fire in there?
No, he said he the one. He the one who peeped the box. He said, look at that box. He said, and my flash was still on, so I turned it that way.
Right. Did you take any pictures of it? Okay. So Daryl picks up the gun. Where do y'all go from there?
That's what I'm saying.
After that, man.
That's why this video is an hour long, bruh. He probably lying for a minute.
And Daryl left.
Where'd you go?
Well, I went back to the neighborhood. Daryl left for like an hour or two. And we went. Everybody was back at the neighborhood. Went to the pool hall. Went back to the neighborhood. Cause it was, well, they was all drinking and stuff out there.
Talking about the people that were at the bar, the pool hall?
Yeah, then they went back and had something over there in the back.
You mean drugs? I mean they had
like
something.
a get together, like
Okay,
they
like a
was
party.
all drinking out
A party.
there.
Okay.
Then we walked to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Did this old man do something to make Daryl mad? Did he call him out? I know he sometimes, I've heard that he would call people out because he didn't like young people. Did he say something to Daryl?
He was laying on the ground.
He was laying on the ground. Okay.
No way they shot a man
Where was he
laying on the ground,
beside
bro.
the building, beside the parking lot?
On
That's so
like
lame.
in the parking lot, like he wasn't on nothing. He was laying on the ground.
Was he talking?
No, he was just sitting there, and I was like, Daryl, I bet you $5 won't go touch him. He was like, hell no, I'm not going over there.
Why he even say that? What the heck? I bet you $5 you won't go touch him. What are we talking about right now?
So we kept walking to McDonald's. Walked back, he was still right there.
Okay. Were y'all walking to McDonald's to get something to eat, or were you just walking to McDonald's?
No, I had the phone we had. The phone got cut off after she got mad and cut the phone off.
Mm-hmm.
Went up there for Wi-Fi. We got something to drink, and I did get $1 cookies. Yeah, but we mostly went up there for Wi-Fi.
Okay.
At the rock scene where this girl was at, she said she out of town and we left.
Okay. And then when you left, what happened?
Near the dumpster right there, it was rats all right there, and we ran through the cut.
Seriously? No.
So far,
Yo. She said, seriously? No. Like, dude, you... Like, he thought, what, he was just finna lie like that and get out of it. It was gonna be sweet.
When you left, what happened?
Bro.
Near the dumpster right there, it was rats.
Bro.
We ran through the cut.
Seriously?
so far, Sharon's story is a confusing mess compared to what officers
Seriously?
know already through witness
No.
statements. In a statement from his 13-year-old ex-girlfriend Zariah, Sharon had told her that Thomas pulled out a knife, which is why he shot him in the arm.
Hold on.
What officers know already through witness statements. In a statement from his 13-year-old ex-girlfriend Zariah, Sharon had told her that Thomas pulled out a knife, which is why he shot him in the arm. But before he could do more, Daryl snatched the gun from him and landed 2 fatal shots to the victim's head. As for Daryl, he was adamant that it was Sharon who began kicking Thomas. Nervous,
Wait.
he tried to...
Hold on.
Is a confusing mess compared to what officers know already through witness statements. In a statement from his 13-year-old ex-girlfriend Zariah, Sharon had told her that Tom...
Okay. Townsend's former girlfriend also told police. He told her Tramp pulled a knife on him, so he shot him in the arm once. Okay, so the 12-year-old... Why did he have a gun?
Pulled out a knife, which is why he shot him in the arm. But before he
Why is this guy pulling a knife on kids?
could do more, Daryl snatched the gun from him and landed 2 fatal shots to the victim's head.
And Daryl was the 16-year-old.
As for Daryl, he was adamant that it was Sharon who began kicking Thomas. Nervous, he tried to leave, but the next thing he heard were gunshots, ultimately turning around to see Thomas shot down. With 3 varying accounts, only one thing is certain. Sharon is lying, and this detective would not let go of the opportunity to make him realize how lousy his lies are.
What's going to happen is they're going to scrutinize me and say, well, maybe he's the cold-blooded killer. Maybe he's the one that punched the fire. And I'm going to tell you what else I'm not going to fall for. That old man had a knife and tried to stab at y'all.
Yeah, I was going to say, that don't make sense.
I might have heard that already, too. Okay? I'm trying very hard. I said an individual killed this man.
And yes, he did. Ask my little brother. When I got that knife, I took it, washed it off in my sink with a napkin, wrapped it up in a napkin, taped it around, and dropped it in the sewer.
The gun?
No, that knife. It was a knife like this.
Okay.
And I asked my little brother what color it was. It was red on the back of it like a marker, and it was black.
Okay. So
Nobody's asking your little brother anything, bro.
Did the man threaten you with a knife?
The first time we walked past.
Okay. So the first time y'all walked past him, he threatened you with a knife. How did you get the knife? Did you have to fuss with him, or did you just sneak up on him and take it from him?
Don't say you snuck up on
Because I
him.
might know the answer to this. You're not giving me enough credit for knowing these answers already. Listen, this stuff here, it doesn't. Put that to the public. What really is on there? I can't scare people like that.
Are we sure he's
not
12?
allowed.
Yeah, that's what the video says. I think this one right here, when it shows him in the jumpsuit, like the gray jumpsuit, I think that's a future picture. He's probably been in jail for a minute. I don't know why it's not showing up, but you know what I'm talking about.
I'm not allowed. But here's the thing.
But I mean, he don't look. Yeah, he do look pretty old for a 12-year-old here, but like he don't sound old though.
What you
You
really
can hear it
need
in
to
his
figure this
voice.
out right now is at the end of this, you need me way more than I need you. You need me to believe that you did not shoot that man. That's what you need me to believe. And then you need me to be able to prove you did not shoot that man.
Didn't she
Okay.
just say that? Oh,
See,
believe
I've already
and
heard
prove.
these stories. I already knew about this knife. I know about it because I know what I've been told, and I know what I can prove, and I know what I've seen on video. Okay?
If we shot him, where the gun at?
Well, just because you shot him and I haven't showed you a picture of that specific gun, how do you know?
What you saying?
Mhm. Hold on, did he just cook her? They don't know where the gun's at.
Okay?
If we shot him, where the gun at?
Hold
Well,
on.
just because you shot him and I haven't showed you a
Yeah,
picture
she was about to say, just because you shot him and I don't know where the gun's at yet. Hold on. Maybe he even put the gun in the sewer. With how he lied about the knife.
of that specific gun, how do you know?
They probably did
What
find
you
it though.
saying? He
I-
shot
what-
him, so where the gun at?
What did I ask
They
you?
always
I needed
find
two
it. I ain't
things.
gonna lie.
I needed to know from your mouth, are you going to say Daryl shot or are you going to say you shot? I need to know which one you're going to say. And then secondly, I need to know what you're going to say happened to the gun. And you may not know. Hell, you got your butt taken out of there. Your mom came and got you. Daryl's mom did not come and get him. I know Daryl's sister was kind of hanging out in West Chase and, you know, he's kind of out there doing what he wants to do. Your mom didn't let that fly. Your mom came and got your behind. So you may not even know. I don't know. I'm not gonna gloss over and make a story up to you. I said I wanted to know out of your mouth what happened to that gun. If you took it and threw it in the river, well then that's what you tell me. If you say Daryl took it and after that, have you seen Daryl since then? Since this?
No.
Okay, so if Daryl had it, you may not even know what he did with it. That could be the truth. I don't know.
After this, they said, I went back over there. They said Daryl got locked up again for something else.
Daryl got locked up around the 10th of the month for a robbery.
Good. Well, they said he got a grand theft charge for carjack jumping.
Well, that's what it sounds like she just said.
After they said he crashed, I'm like,
Dude.
well, so I rode the bike up there where they say in the Walmart in the middle of the street, so I rode up there, wasn't nothing up there. They was like, oh no, there was somebody else, such and such. Then when a couple of days later I went back, they said he got caught with a deadly weapon, something like that.
Well, whatever they said, it doesn't matter. It's what I can show on paper and what I can prove. And the case that he's involved in is a robbery, and it is involving a car. He did leave in the man's car, and he was caught by the police and bit by a dog. Yeah. So here's the thing. Don't you think he's very motivated to point the finger at you? I would be. If she and I did something wrong, and I didn't want to get in trouble, it's just common nature. I'm going to blame her. Okay? In the same way, she'd probably blame me. It's what people do. I got kids. She's got kids. That's what kids do. Let's go back to this knife thing. How did you get this knife away from this man?
He was laying on the ground. I went up to go get it from the side right there.
Okay, where was he keeping it at?
Near this plastic bag.
Okay, what kind of plastic bag?
A plastic bag, a burglar.
I know, but I mean, is it like a plastic bag, like a grocery bag? Is it like a bag that you put trash in? Is it like a plastic bag that you carry groceries?
Like a store bag. Like,
Store bag, okay.
So a grocery
So
bag.
it wasn't on him.
I don't like how he answering questions,
So
bro.
you came up and got it from the bag, right? Okay. But he wasn't threatening you at that point with it, right?
Mm-hmm. No, after that, when we were actually like when we walked past, she was on the ground.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're leaving out the part about, you. Here's. I want you to think about this a second. You tell me that Daryl's got a gun. You tell me that y'all have walked past him. You've seen him. And then you know what else you tell me? I
Bro.
don't know how he got shot. 'Cause you do.
Oh.
And you know what? You know how somebody told you, yeah, I'm not believing that about the whole, knife thing? I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you want to see these people ever in your life, you do not want somebody to point the finger at you and put that gun in your hand. Because you just clearly told me Daryl had that gun.
So did he do it or what?
People are not going to just sit back and do nothing about what happens to them. The same way I would expect you to not do that as well. Again, your family seems to care about you.
So it seems like they think the older 16-year-old is trying to put this on him, but I guess he actually did it, and we gonna figure that out.
Because they're here with you. First and foremost, they came with you. I know that one of you two shot that man. Now, if you want me to believe it's you, then you keep sitting there acting like it isn't.
For a 12-year-old child, the lack of empathy and emotion after murdering someone is incredibly disturbing, but this is likely not without cause. According to psychiatrists and forensic workers, even from an early age, Sharon seemed to show no grasp over right and wrong. They also believe his brain showed
here we go.
signs of alcohol damage in utero, which would mean that his brain was affected even before he was born. This likely resulted in him having trouble regulating his emotions and a severe lack of impulse control, according to doctors. Sharon even goes on to talk about his erratic temperament with detectives.
You told your mom that you did this?
No, she saw it on the she asked what happened.
What'd you tell her?
Did you tell your mom the same story you told her?
She really didn't even ask nothing. She was like, she really didn't even ask nothing. She was saying it like, I did it to be smart, and told her, stop thinking that.
Who, your mom or Zari? Zari? Zari thinks you did it to be a big
Smart
guy?
aleck.
No, because she already know when I get mad, I'm not going to stop what I'm about to do, so,
You got a hot temper?
yep.
What makes you have a hot temper? What makes you click like that?
I got to take medicine for my temper, but
Okay. You take it today, I hope?
No.
No. Why didn't you take your medicine?
Did he do something to make you mad?
Did he call you a name? An ugly name? Like I've heard he's called some of them other kids? Or did he call Daryl an ugly name?
It might not have been as simple as involving an ugly name. An investigation by the officer revealed that Thomas owed Sharon money. While conflicts over money are not uncommon in cases like this, it was likely something more deep-rooted. Other homeless individuals in the area told officers that Sharon was violent, often attacking Thomas and throwing things at him. Lies like this are the reason detectives stepped out shortly after this conversation to review his statements so far and talk with his family. After spending minutes pacing around in the interrogation room, Sharon goes on to call detectives back, and this time he is going to be much more willing to talk.
Oh, can you tell that lady to come back in here then, bro?
Which one?
The one that was in here, bro.
There was two.
I don't want both of them that was sitting right here.
I know. Which one do you want? The one with the brown hair or the one with the blonde hair?
With the Abercrombie shirt on, bro.
The what?
With the Abercrombie shirt on.
Okay.
Alright, young man. This is your dime. I'm gonna let you just talk. Okay, you said you wanna talk to me again? What can I help you with?
We was walking to the back, going to McDonald's, and the man came and ran up on Daryl. So I popped off on him. Then we ran back the other way the first time.
Okay.
Went around and came back through.
Okay.
Because Daryl said come back through there. Because he wasn't done. So after the first shot went off, it didn't hit him. The gun was a shell catcher. And after the first shot missed, I guess the bullet hit the ground because it didn't hit him.
Okay.
He fired another one. And it shot him in his head and he fell.
Okay.
And we left out of there. Then
Hold on, I just missed the
the
story.
first shot went off, it went around and came back through.
Okay.
Because Daryl said come back through there. Because he wasn't done. So after the first shot went off, it didn't hit him. The gun was a shell catcher. And after the first shot missed, I guess the bullet hit the ground because it didn't hit him.
Okay.
He fired another one. And it shot him in his head and he fell.
Okay.
And we left out of there. Then, who was it then? Who was it? Some guy. I know who it was. He had we was walking out to the store. And he had the video of the cops picking up the body. And Daryl was like, such and such, you need to go home. Such and such, and Ray stay here with Deja for one more night and I'm relieved. Then I went down, I called Zoya, and I guess she found out. She asked what happened. So I told her, then I told her, don't tell nobody.
Okay. Did you tell her that you popped once and then he popped twice?
And the one I hit was missed because it didn't touch him at all.
Okay. Alright. That's fair enough. I'm gonna make sure I don't write it down wrong, and I wanted to stop and listen to you, so I didn't write it down wrong. The man that was shot, was that the white man that lays on the ground? Okay. Say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not trying to make you say anything that's wrong. I just don't want a mistake. Look at me. I don't want to mistake a yes for a no. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So the man that was shot was a white man. Had that man given you guys any grief before? Was he fussing with you?
Before, he was racist.
Okay.
It is difficult to verify how true this statement is. In fact, it was more likely quite the opposite, as more witnesses stated that Sharon was the one yelling racist remarks at Thomas.
Did he have anything in his hands?
That knife,
Okay.
after I got it from him.
I'm tired,
knife
bro. I
after you
had
got
an
it
8
from
a.m. today.
Like, after I popped the knife fell, Daryl was like, walked back around, and I went to go grab it.
Alright, so he took 2 steps at Daryl, had the knife,
I got another early class.
You popped one
tomorrow,
shot at him.
actually.
What kind of gun did you use? The shell catcher or another one?
Shell catcher.
Okay. Alright, so you pop one shot at him, and then Daryl pops two. Or more. One. Daryl pops. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You gotta take your fingers out your mouth. Daryl pops one shot. What kind of gun did he have?
Senior one.
Shit. Did y'all hand it off to each other? Or did he have his own gun?
It was only one of them.
Okay, so it was one gun, and after you did it, then you handed it to him. Did he ask for it, or did you tell him, here, you finish
He
it?
wanted it. He said, give me my stuff.
He said, give me my stuff, meaning
His
What?
stuff. Like,
his gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daryl wanna feel like a killer so bad.
Stuff. And that means the gun. And then Daryl popped one shot. Alright. And then you got the knife from him. Once he hit the ground, you got the knife from him.
That's after we walked back around.
Okay, so you popped once, he popped once. Where is the man then?
After I popped him, the man jumped. After I punched him,
You punched him too?
no, that how I got him down. When he ran up there, I popped off on him.
Okay.
Then after that, and we walked back around. Then Daryl was like, come back. Then man was still coming, so I shot it one time, then it missed. Then Daryl was like, get my stuff. I gave it to him.
Okay. And what was the man doing?
He was just sitting there. I don't know how many Daryl was talking. I walked to the trash cans right there. You
Okay.
see, like, you know how people see something before they about to die. I guess they were talking about something.
Right.
I walked towards the trash can, turned around, so when the shot went off, I ran through the cut.
Okay, so the shot that Daryl shot, you were over by the trash cans?
Yeah, like, the second trash can near the gates right there.
Okay. So you were, and I know what the gates you mean now, I know what you're talking about by the gates. They're actually like a fencing
Yeah, two gates.
gates,
right there.
yeah. Is that for to keep people out of the alley? No, just
That's
the
to
gates.
cover up the trash cans.
Oh, I gotcha. So people can't just go in there and throw their trash. Alright, so by the time you're saying that you had walked off after you did your pop and
Yeah, I
Daryl said,
turned
give me the gun.
Bro,
You turned around and
just
you
looked
began
at
to walk
somebody's
off.
story in
And I
30
walked to the
seconds.
trash
What the
can.
heck?
Wait, he was just talking about it.
And he was way over there by the man?
Like, the trash cans weren't even that far from the what you call it. It was right there. Like,
Yeah, let's go back, because this is where you're saying that the man was.
This was it, and I walked towards here. It wasn't that far.
Okay. So you
it was
walked in the
still
back
right
of the
there.
building.
The man was on the side right there,
Okay.
but he was in the street. I just walked right to this one, and it's the little fences
Mm-hmm.
and the cut.
Right. Now, what, were you just walking through here?
No, I
You
stopped.
took off
I stopped right here.
You
Then when
stopped
the shot
here?
went off, that's
Then
when
you
I
took
was
off running.
ran.
So you were actually standing by the dumpsters, right? And you hear that shot went off.
And, I
And then
ran,
you took
that
off.
Everybody that he ran
Right.
chasing.
What did you do with your shirt?
I said, to be honest, I don't even know what happened to my bag.
Your like backpack or
My bag, yeah, that bong over there with me.
okay?
Sharon's story seems to jump all over the place and does not align with the CCTV footage that the detective
This guy
has.
still
They need
lying,
one
bro.
more push from him to get a confession, and they have just the person to do so. Sharon's mom, who would be anything but ecstatic to see her son.
Oh boy, you know what you got yourself into?
Can I say something just one second real fast? And I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let me talk. We'll try to work through this together. Okay. We've been back here with him a couple times. Obviously, we have both young men downtown. Because I brought you in now. You obviously know I went over his constitutional rights form with him.
You ain't signed no papers, did you?
That's his name right here.
Why you sign papers? You don't got no lawyer here with you. I wasn't back here with you. You wasn't supposed to sign or talk, say nothing.
Bro, he's a kid. What are we talking about? Why are you yelling at him, bro? What are you...
And then you on medication. You wasn't supposed to sign anything. Was I here with you? So why is you talking to these people? You don't got your lawyer here, so why are you running your mouth?
Alright, bro. Let me see.
So now what? They try to blame it all on you. I told you hang with the
He
wrong.
peed on him?
Told you. You only 12 years old, Ronnie. Now you getting ready to take your whole life away for some dumb shit.
Real spill, though.
Now they done pitted everything on you. What you gonna do now? You better get the oh my goodness, boy.
Boy.
So So now what?
Well, it's kind of a tough situation. At this point in the time, he actually asked for you to come back here. So obviously, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring you back here. I would have liked to continue trying to.
So when we leaving?
You're not leaving. They keeping you here.
When am I leaving?
You detained.
Crazy.
They trying to charge you for a murder. You wasn't supposed to sign no paperwork. You wasn't supposed to talk without me being in here with you. You wasn't supposed to say not a word. All you had to do is say you talk to your lawyer. But you don't know. You on your medication. You don't know. You don't got no good sense right now. You would tell them anything they want to hear.
My Duke's still trying to help him, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna let you guys. And I'll be outside if you need me, just not.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
For a mother at the risk of having her son sent to jail, possibly for life, one would think that would be somewhat consoling. But right now, she wants to play judge, jury, executioner, and horrible mother all at the same time.
Boy, you just don't know what you got yourself into. They got Zora done told on you. They got that girl out there.
What that girl?
Which one you think?
Asia?
He blamed it on you. So basically, they want you to say he was the one that the shooter. You didn't put yourself at.
I'm in the live alone right now. But if somebody joins right now, I'm finna be quiet because I'm making my TikToks right now while I stream since nobody's in here.
At the scene already, so you got something to do with it. You wasn't supposed to say not a word. You wasn't supposed to sign no paper. Did you read that paper? You ain't understand what it said, did you? So you ready to go, Ronnie? You know you getting ready to have to go to jail. They probably charge you as an adult, and you gonna have to go to the county jail. So I was just sitting here. Your dad just told me, let you know, get yourself prepared. They're gonna try to get you a lawyer. Ouch.
Your phone still working?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, but no, you can't put your hands on it.
Why?
Because they told, Facebook pictures.
I'm calling my dad.
Facebook pictures. They got you all on Facebook, dummy. On my phone in the car. I can't even call nobody.
What car?
John out there. They got witnesses.
Got no witnesses.
Who?
Who witness?
But they got people saying, Sharon, you was there at this, you had something to do with it.
Who the witnesses?
I don't know. I know I seen a picture of Zaria and the girl Deja out there. I guess everybody blaming everything on you. Even the boy Daryl said you did it. And they sitting here watching us like a hawk, recording everything. You shouldn't even say nothing. Now you sitting here looking all stupid. You don't know this is serious?
What's wrong with her, bro?
You ready to take your whole life away for nothing. Doing something you ain't had no business doing. Ron, you only 12 years old. This is my thing. You only 12. You don't know. You don't have no friends. None of that. I'm your friend. You see, I'm the only one up here with you. I don't know what to do. I don't. All I can tell you, what? I don't know if they're gonna charge you with murder, first degree, second, manslaughter. I don't know. I don't know nothing about this system. I know you wasn't supposed to talk to nobody until I came in this room with you. When these detectives was there, you wasn't supposed to say nothing. Nothing, Ronnie. Not nothing. I wasn't here. You wasn't supposed to open your mouth. Not sign no papers, nothing. They want you to tell on him. So he was the one that shot that man? Because they only showed me pictures of surveillance. They ain't got you on the back.
What else you got?
I just seen pictures.
Which ones?
They're on his Facebook page with the gun and the group of boys.
Yeah, I saw
A lot of shit off Facebook.
Saw that one. I saw the one when he had his money in the gun. I saw the mug shot. They showed you the picture when he was in the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that one.
With his shirt off and wrapped around. Where you was at in the scene?
I was left already. I went there.
So what did you see? You left the boy. So what did you see? Did you see the boy shoot his ass? That's what they want to hear. Ronnie, I don't know what to do. I really don't. I'm scared as hell. I don't know what to do. And you ain't realized you only 12. You don't even know these people down here. So you don't think they blaming everything on you? They don't know you. You're not from down here. They could just say you done did it. I don't know what to tell you. I know, don't say nothing else. You shouldn't even sign no paper. You sure shouldn't have signed no papers.
She's saying the same thing over and over, bro.
Not at all.
So who getting a lawyer?
Your dad, you know. He trying to get down here now. He told me to tell you don't say nothing to them. But you in here steady running your mouth. I don't know what the hell is going on. Only what they came out there and told me. They trying to put you away for life. Your whole life.
Life? Or give him life?
So basically, if you don't say nothing, everything on you. Everything is going to be on you.
Ironically, while Sharon's mom lectures him about bad decisions, she herself was likely one of the worst role models in his life. When officers dug up Sharon's prenatal records, they found that his mother was consuming a plethora of drugs while pregnant: marijuana,
Cocaine?
tobacco, cocaine, and alcohol. This consumption was so extreme that Sharon was born jittery, tremulous, and irritable. But clearly his mom does not acknowledge any of this and continues to berate him.
No, so now what?
What do you mean?
Now what's going to go on now?
Well, unfortunately, I can't. You've put a stop to this. That's your choice. Now I have to go with what I have. That means he's staying. He's detained. I can't corroborate what he's saying if I can't get to him. And every time I try to talk with him, I have to come out or talk with you. And I understand why. Believe me, I understand why. I get it.
Because he don't know probably because he on medication and everything.
Well, actually, he told me. Actually, he told me he didn't take his medication today.
Yeah, he didn't.
Right. So here's the thing. I can't. He's told me a lot of stuff, and I get what he's telling me, but there's things that I need to clarify. What he's told me has already happened.
Mm-hmm.
What he's told me has already been said. I can't take it back.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to do to help it along is to try to clarify everything that he's saying. There's no secret here. You know, both people are saying things that it's our job to try to figure out who can we prove is right or wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you prove them right, sometimes you prove them wrong. But I don't have that opportunity because you don't want me in here.
No, my thing was when y'all first started interviewing him, I was supposed to have been here. He wasn't supposed to say anything.
Actually, that's what I have to...
He a minor. He only 12 years old.
I understand that. What I'm supposed to do by the statute and the law is, as directed by the superiors, is in what's told to us, not we've
Probably 'cause
decided.
I'm from New Jersey. It's probably the laws is different.
And
That's what I'm saying. I know for a guaranteed fact y'all wasn't supposed to question him or
Actually, we
anything
can't.
without.
We're supposed
me
to
being
make sure
in there.
you're notified. And you actually came down with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him on 2 different occasions, if not more, if he wanted you in here, if he wanted to talk to
So what state are they in that they could question kids?
me, and he said he wanted to talk to me, and then he would talk to you. So that's his choice.
Okay, and
But I have to let you here. Now, if he says I want you back here, then I got to come get you, which I did.
okay, yeah, you're right. Another thing, I'm sitting here talking to him now. Like, basically, I told him to tell y'all what the hell went on. If you was there, tell what the hell he seen. Not no beat around no bush. I'm explaining, he only 12 years old. He probably throw his whole damn life away for some, he was with some boy or he was around a boy when it got, I don't know what the hell. I don't know. I don't. Like I said, all you can do is just tell what you didn't see.
Listen, I have no trouble trying to listen. I have no trouble trying to work through this. There are certain reasons that we stop, and that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy to come back in. We'll go over the rights form together so that you understand, so that he understands, and then you may get answers to questions that you may not even know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what he wants, that's his choice, and then I'll explain again. I'll explain the rights form. I'll sit by you. I'll sit by him. I'll show you what it says. If you all understand it, you feel he understands it, he feels he understands it, and we can talk. But to answer your questions is unfair because you don't want me to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make that decision. If you want him to tell his side of the story, perfect. That's y'all's choice. I'm going to let you make that. I can't force you to make it, and I'm not telling you I think that's what you should do. You're his mom. You should clearly figure out what's in his best interest. No trouble with that.
I want to know, can I bring my mom come in here?
It's not that I don't want her in here. It's kind of a tight space, and it's not. It's easier if there's not so many people yelling at him.
Ain't nobody yelling at him. We just trying to get the truth out of him.
I understand that,
And I know that's who gonna get it out of him, my mom.
Are you gonna tell her the truth? Okay.
You ain't got no other choice. Sure, don't.
Let me go get
Your ass getting ready to get smoked up the road. You boy.
Don't hit him, okay?
Hold on. Let me step out here real fast.
At this point,
Yo. What the heck? She said, don't hit him, okay? She said, let me get out the room. What in the world?
detectives are unable to get any useful information out of Sharon as his mother continues to berate him. This is why they return after a short break, and this time bring in Sharon's grandmother.
Just to get the fire off the home. I know you they gonna tell.
Alright. Got as many as I could grab at one time of all the stuff that I've shown to him. He openly admits. Tell him how you got the gun to begin with.
Where you get a gun from?
I got it from Dale. Well,
Follower. Ronnie, you don't know you 12 and you following these boys, you don't even know them. No up.
Grandma disappointed, man.
Of them, know nothing about them. You don't even know where they live at.
What do you think, Grandma?
I know I wouldn't be in this predicament.
At all, because I done told on them.
You reported him, y'all
I
reported him
did.
missing? Yes, ma'am.
And then she called
Yes, ma'am.
back because Johnny was like, they ain't gonna go by what, but they listened to me and they came and we both put out a report.
Yeah, y'all definitely, he was definitely not with y'all on this incident, okay? No one is disputing that this is them.
Mm-hmm.
No one is disputing that these two are at the scene of this man being killed. And make no mistake, I hate seeing anybody's life go down the tubes, okay? But I also have an obligation to the man's family. And I have to do right by them. And doing right by them is making all of you understand this little part here, it's not gonna go. Initially, he told me that the reason he ran down the alley is the rats back here. There are certain details to keep someone.
Your whole life is. Yeah.
And here's where I
That's
left.
right.
Here's where I left. I asked him.
And being as though you was at the scene, you like you did it.
Well,
If you didn't, if you missed, you should have shot him because that's what you're getting ready to get charged with.
And here's where I was at.
Murder.
Here's where I was
You
at.
can make through time, boy.
Here's where I was at, ladies.
They're low key. They could low key leave the room if they're just gonna like keep talking like that. I ain't gonna lie. Like he already like it's not good he did it, but he already did it. Why is you like he's not getting out of jail, bro? Why is you yelling at him still?
This is where I left off, and maybe we can clarify
I
this.
think
real
he'll
quick.
have time to understand what he did.
I asked
bro.
Sharon if he fired once, and he says, I said, well, how'd Daryl get the gun? Well, I gave it to him so he could fire it once. Okay, I know and you know, that's red flag. Alright, so if that's the case, and he fired the second time, let's put that aside. The time you fired, what gave you the right to fire at someone that's lunging at someone
Else.
that's plenty big enough, because we established that Daryl could have, this is a 50-plus-year-old man.
Self.
He's a homeless man, and let me help you. He had gotten out of the hospital 2 days before this. He has all sorts of problems, and he walks with a walker.
That man don't got no. Okay. Last time I checked, every time I see him, he never walking with no walker.
And you know what else he is?
To be honest, I really don't.
Last time I checked, every time I see him, like, bro, you killed him. What are we talking about?
Chronic alcoholic. He's a chronic alcoholic that doesn't. He is a
Racist.
He is. I've heard
That man,
about
every
him.
time you can ask him, you ask Wolverine, you can ask the other basic. Every time you see him, he never went while he walking straight. So,
Okay, but again,
man.
let me ask you this. To clarify to me, what do you think your reason for being able to shoot at him when he was, as you put it, lunging at Daryl? What was your justification for doing that?
And then down older than you. Why is you?
Hold on. It was what?
A warning shot. You like.
It was a warning shot. Okay. How do you know the one you shot didn't shoot the man?
Because he was still up.
According to you, the same person that says back here, you walked and you didn't.
Well, I saw with my own eyes. When Daryl shot him, he
But
shot.
you were back here. You can't see up here. It's a building. You can't see through the building.
It's really not. You got that whole side right there because the back of the Chinese store is right there and the trash can is right there. You said the man was on right there. The man was in the street.
What street?
And the man was laying in the street.
What street?
And they're on near the Checkers. The man was in the street.
And the street is like 103rd Street?
No, not the street. Like a parking lot. Like you pulling up and you trying to order and he was in the street.
Even worse. He's right. He's more like up here. He'd have to have Superman vision to be able to look through this whole building and see that that was how it happened. Now,
Bro just
am I
made it
saying
even worse for
that he's the
himself.
one? Because let's just think about it. All right, they both.
I was all the
admit-
way up there in the pole. The trash cans is right here.
Mhm.
The pole is on the side going all the way down like this. The man sleep on the side right there. His body was in right there. So how tell me how is that all the way up there? You can't see that.
I can promise you, you cannot see.
Well, you bring your whole set of team and tell them line it up the same way I'm
I will
showing
be.
you right now.
And you steady getting smart. They're like,
I will be.
right, smoking. Yes, and
Yeah,
you make
why
it
is
even
he
worse.
getting smart?
She trying to break you a deal with something.
I was.
But I'm showing it. She's saying it like I'm.
Sharon has told 4 different variations of his own story. The first completely isolated him from the murder, while the other 3 were different variations claiming self-defense.
The most huge thing is, even if you go with what he says, and this guy got run up on by Daryl, I will prove that he wasn't running up too much on anybody. And if he did, that's Daryl's issue.
Mm-hmm, not yours.
his.
You should have just mind your damn
And- and- uh,
business and kept going.
And who admitted he had the gun at that point that he took from Daryl? Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
And who admitted he had the gun at that point that he took from Daryl? And who admitted he had the gun at that point that he took from Daryl? That's him.
I never told you I took the gun from what I told you. He told me to hold it when we was walking towards McDonald's.
My bad, the words are a different choice. Young people and the semantics of words. He's right. He said he got the gun from Daryl because Daryl gave
And what
it
I
to him.
told you, when Daryl asked for it, he said, give my shit back. What I did, gave it back to him. Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. But see what
You shouldn't have been
Stunt dummy. Stunt dummy, fall dummy. Now you can retake the fall for his behind.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's fair, either one of you think it's fair, that he could shoot at someone that's not involving anything him or threatening him? I personally don't think it's fair. If you take everything else away, what color shirt, who had what first, whether or not they both shot, whether or not only one shot, he had no right to fire a gun at somebody that wasn't threatening his life. No right.
Yeah, why you do that?
He said he fired a warning shot. Do you think I'm allowed to fire a warning shot?
No.
No, ma'am. Do you think anyone's allowed to fire a
No.
warning shot? No. You don't get to fire warning shots. And I'll tell you, is he a convicted felon based on that burglary?
Yes.
Okay. So what did he put in his possession?
The firearms. Then that's another felony. That's you getting ready. Your whole life is going. And then with
Him giving bro his gun back is a whole nother charge. That's tough.
Because they're on probation, right? And they told you to get in any more trouble with the law, what they going to do? How long you got to do now?
Let me ask you something. Did that man pop off? I'm trying to think in my mind. Is there any reason that he would have? I know you have a short temper. You said you have anger issues.
Yes, he do. And
Okay.
he going.
And I understand that.
He's really certified for it. Yes.
I get it. So is there anything that man said that night that just flipped your switch? That he was, because you never said he was talking to you. You said he was talking to Daryl, and Daryl told him, "Do you want to loot? You want to live your life, or something of that nature?" Did he say anything to you that was derogatory, meaning about your race, about your color, about your religion, about your hair, about anything? I'm trying to understand why you thought you were able to shoot at this man. Okay?
Woody cuts y'all out. You can't talk. You better be saying something.
What the man said to y'all when y'all walked up to him?
He said told me he was sitting on the ground, and then this just all kind of happened.
Daryl, what was that boy name? It was some boy on Melvin. He bought the gun for $50, a revolver, a shell catcher. So he was like, we was in there. We was.
I made my first TikTok. Let's get it.
We was walking.
Of the day.
After we stayed at the pool hall, after everybody left, we was still up there. So
You and Daryl.
yeah, but before that day before that, he gave Wolverine some crack, but Wolverine owed him some money. So
Crack.
to the cut, he was like,
Why is this 12-year-old involved with crack? Like, is that normal in some places, bro? Like, what is he doing?
Like, bro, why you really killed this man for? So after he kicked in the box.
The shed that they were sleeping in?
Yeah, Wolverine wasn't in there. So,
Oh, I know.
remember I told you that looked like Wolverine?
Yeah,
He was ready
with
to kill
the
him.
black hair.
Because Wolverine owed him $20, so he was ready to kill him.
For the crack.
Yeah, he been waiting for him.
And I think I know which man is that old man that Jordan killed.
So, at the Daryl said go around, he was like, he knew Wolverine. So I'm like, but Daryl. So he was like, he walked up to him, started messing with the man. He dumped his beer on him, but it wasn't no Walker right there. He dumped his beer.
Okay.
He dumped this bag out. The knife was right there. I grabbed the knife and put it in my pocket, and they start talking to the man. I was on the pool sitting down, the little pool that go all the way across. So Daryl talking to him. The last word he said, he was like, "Boy, you love your life," and the man was like, "I'm living it." He was like, "Boy, you love your life." Like, bro, start asking this man and stuff. He was like, "No, bro, I want my money from Wolverine." So he was like, "Matter of fact, somebody gonna pay for it." Since I can't get my $20, whoever he know ready to pay for. Bro, chill out, bro. He was like, bro, you love your life. So, bro, the man said something to him, check the mall. So he shot him like towards his head, like not on the side, like it's going towards, like right there through his temple. He was like, put your shirt over your head and leave and go through the cut.
Okay.
So he did it.
He was like, take
You
your shirt.
just
Yeah, he said, take your shirt, and he wrapped it for me. So like, cause the way I did it wasn't right all the way. So I was like, man, wrapping. He tied it and did his, and I ran first through the cut.
When did you put your hands on the gun?
I didn't touch that man at all.
Well, why you say you did? You said he gave you the gun. Told you to get the gun.
Like, he's
And here's
still trying to lie, bro. We're 58 minutes in, and he's still trying to lie, bro. I'm not even paying attention, and he's still
The thing.
trying to lie to us.
in the beginning, he told a crazy story. Then he told a story. Then he told another story about how he was walking. This is story number 4.
Well, I'm going to say it like this. You ain't going nowhere. So you might as well tell them the truth.
But that's the story.
And they
I swear,
gon'
that's the real
You
story.
going
Right
they
there.
giving you time, buddy. You
Unfortunately,
accomplice.
You've told so many stories.
They'll know which one to believe. Should have
So-
told the truth.
So you know what? Sometimes you got to go with what you know for here on these little videos and what people can back up. And right now, unfortunately for you, no one's backing you up. You know what I mean? Let's go outside and we'll talk. And because I don't know if anything else is going to change. We'll go outside and talk, and then I'll talk with the state. And if you guys, I'm sure you'll want to stay around, I'll let you know what the state decides.
How long is I'm sitting in here, bro? I've been in here for like 5 hours.
You
bro.
get right be in here forever.
Yes, you is.
It's not. This is the last time.
Don't be
Bro,
impatient.
I gotta piss, bro.
All right.
Oh, they gonna take you to pee.
Listen, I don't know how you talk to them, but if you want to go to the bathroom, I'll be happy to take you. But you need to be a little bit
I'm
more
ready to
polite.
throw
than
every chair in here, bro.
that. Are you gonna do what? Go ahead and say that in front of your mama, because whenever the consequence comes, I want her to know that ain't nobody did nothing to you that you didn't ask for.
So she gonna let you go to the
You
bathroom.
gotta act like a young man.
Yo!
I'll definitely
She
get
is
you to the bathroom.
pressing him.
Can I
I
let him
said
talk to
my
his
first
dad?
consequence, bro. I know I said this on my first one. As soon as they came to my house, bro.
You heard me? Can I let
I'm sorry.
him talk to his dad? Cause his dad been trying to get me to let him talk.
Let me
to
come
him.
outside and let me make sure the supervisors are okay with that.
Sharon Tommy Townsend went on to face trial, and 3 years later, a conclusion was reached as he pled guilty to second-degree murder as part of a plea deal. Even though he was a minor, Sharon was still sentenced to 30 years, of which he must serve at least 10. Additionally, he was given 10 years of probation and will have to undergo mental health and psychiatric counseling, earning him the title of Jacksonville's youngest killer.
That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, we've been live for an hour so far. We got one more to go. Nobody been in this one, man. What should I watch for the last videos? I know what to watch. We gonna watch a ex-gangster interview. Right here.
Where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I grew up in the San Gabriel Valley, on the border of East LA, Monterey Park, Alhambra area.
Which is a predominantly
Asian community.
even the street signs are in Chinese there.
Exactly. So I had both my parents. My father was, I would say my childhood was kind of like miserable, filled with distrust. My father was a drunk, alcoholic. My mom was Taoist Buddhist, so you know it was kind of ran like a dictatorship. And you know, we were really young, and my dad would actually beat us, me and my brother and my mom. I sent my mom to the ICU a lot of times, bunch of times. So it was very, very chaotic as a kid. And I think, you know, Grew up around that type of environment where there was gangs, drugs, violence. You know, we were low income, not stereotypical Asian, but we didn't really have much money. Grew up around a lot of Hispanics. There was a lot of culture shock as well. Our parents are immigrants, so they didn't really, you know how to fit in. So we kind of had to learn everything from the streets. You know, when I was young, I had a very peculiar mindset. I trusted in myself a lot because I felt like I couldn't trust my parents. One time, you know, I was 10 years old and I got jumped for the first time. Had my backpack stolen, had my shoes taken. I went home and my father asked me, "Where's your backpack? Where's your stuff?" And I said, "You know, I got jumped by 4 Hispanics, you know?" And he didn't believe me. He thought that I threw away my backpack. He thought that I wasn't trying to do good in school. So he beat me after that. So yeah, I kind of went through a lot with the beatings and a lot of trauma. And so at the age of 12 years old, I actually joined a gang. I joined the Watchings, the Chinese triad type of gang out in that area. Very big gang.
So these are Asian gangs?
Yes, a lot of Asian gangs out there. We're very incognito, hush-hush, tight-lipped, but they do exist. And so I joined that at 12 years old. And a lot of people ask me, you know, why would you join that? You know, why would you join a gang, you know, at the age of 12? And a lot of people will say it's probably due to, you know, their broken home or broken family or drugs or violence, just the environment. For me, particularly, in my opinion, I noticed that it stemmed from trusting and believing myself. When I was young, I thought that if I did everything I wanted to do, I would be happy. So having fun, going out with gang members, stuff like that, I thought was really fun. And the things that I didn't want to do, such as, you know, exercising, studying, doing homework, I didn't do because I thought if I did everything I wanted to do, I would be happy. And the things that I didn't want to do, I didn't do because I didn't think it would make me happy. So I looked at the gang life and it started at the core of my heart. You know, I really wanted to be a gang member. I looked up to those people, and so I joined that type of lifestyle. 3 months into it, at the age of 12, I caught my first case. And that was originally a kidnapping / robbery, but they dropped the charges down.
At 12 years old?
At 12, yeah. And ended up, it was with a group of people, of course, but ended up catching the charge for dissuading a witness for the benefit of a gang. So ended up going to YA, California Youth Authority. I was at SRCC first, and then caught a couple fights in there, got written up, they call it level Bs, and then ended up going to Fred C. Nellis YA. And, you know, I was 12 years old, they gave me 4 years. And when I was in YA, I learned a lot of, like, it cultivated the mindset to believe in myself even more. I really trusted myself because I had seen rapes, I had seen murders, I had seen stabbings, fightings. I learned how to fight there. They call it gladiator school for a reason. You know, you fight a lot. And I learned like the 2-second takeoff rule, meaning if you feel disrespected within 2 seconds, you have to handle it, whether it's stabbing them, fighting them, beating them up. Otherwise, you'll be labeled a punk, excuse my language, a bitch, a leva, stuff like that.
2 seconds?
You know, I did 4 years there, and it was really, really traumatic. And I get out, you know, 67 days, 2 months and a week. I catch my second case. This time I'm an adult. They try me as an adult. It's 2 counts of assault with deadly weapon. Again, it was supposed to be a robbery and attempted, but they dropped the charge down. I pled out. They gave me 10 years, 85%, so 8 and some change. So yeah, I get to prison and it's a whole nother ballgame. It's first off, I'm Chinese, so being there, we were outnumbered. It really was a racial thing, whereas in YA, it was more of gangbanging. It was a little bit of race, but you had to represent your colors, represent your flag, represent your people. But when you go to prison, you have to drop your flag, you have to drop everything, and you have to represent the other car or the race, right? So in there, I had to calm down because I was a YA baby. I didn't know how to program. After about a year, I learned how to program the rules, the regulations, and everything, and I was able to really start to kind of function in prison. You know, I went through a lot of depression. So I had seen some counselors in there. You know, I'm just being honest. Like, I was able to get my GED. I was able to get anger management, counseling, and everything looked on the up. But there was one thing that I really couldn't get rid of, and it was this emptiness and this void I had felt inside of my heart. No matter what I did, I really couldn't overcome this emptiness and this void. And it didn't matter what I did. You know, I just always felt this sadness and feeling inadequate as a human being. And so, you know, some of the older homies, the people in there, the people who kind of like represent us, we usually look to them for advice. So one of the older guys, some old Chinese dude, he's like, bro, you should start reading, you know, and working out and kind of get your mind off of things. Because he noticed that I was kind of like an overthinker. And so I started reading. I read the Quran in there front to back 3 times, read the Bible in there front to back 2 times. And, you know, it didn't really do anything for me, honestly. So I get out after doing my stretch. I parole out of CRC Norco, and I meet my mom, you know, and she didn't really visit me much. She's an older lady. She didn't know how to navigate the correctional facilities and stuff like that, so she didn't really visit me. But I noticed a difference in my mom. You know, she had this this inner peace about her that I really didn't understand, because mind you, she has not just me, but my brother, 2 kids in prison who were incarcerated. My brother did also 12 years. And she was still married to my father, her husband, who was still an abusive, alcoholic person. She still lived in Section 8. She still had, you know, all that trauma and stuff like that. But she had no circumstances to be happy, but I realized that she was happier than I was, you know? And so I asked my mom, why are you so happy? You know, what changed? And then she mentioned church. And at that time, honestly, it's like I rolled up the windows in the car. You know, I was like, I'm not trying to hear about that, Mom. I don't believe in God. We were raised Buddhist. I'm good. So she said, fair enough. You know, she didn't push. She didn't say anything. She just let me be. So as I got out, I had that heart that I wanted to still do better and do good. You know, I had lived my whole life doing bad things and following myself, trusting myself. So I wanted to get a job. I wanted to help my parents out, you know, and I tried to look for a job, but as a 2-strike felon with a violent crime, yeah, it wasn't happening. I applied for even like McDonald's, FedEx, UPS, all the places that they say they hire convicted felons. And I wasn't showing any love, honestly. But immediately I went back to the streets. You know, I started to sell drugs again. And at that time, you know, I was still on parole. So it was very risky looking over my shoulder. And I just felt like this was not something I could make a career out of. And so, you know, I devised this plan to actually rob a drug dealer, you know, because my thinking at the time was, if I'm selling all these drugs, it's risky, but if I just rob someone who sells all the drugs, then I would inherit and gain a lot of money. So it was me and a friend of mine. He was like my road dog. And I told him, hey bro, let's rob this dude. He's a well-known drug dealer in our area. Anyway, you know, I told him I was gonna go to the right of the car. He was gonna go to the left of the car. And, you know, when I stepped to go to the right of the car, my friend stepped in front of me. So naturally I went to the left of the car. As I'm walking up on the driver's side of the car, I hear 3 gunshots, you know, and when it rang out, I actually assumed initially that it was my friend who shot the dude. You know, I was like, damn, you didn't even give him a chance. Well, whatever, you know, it is what it is. We'll roll with the punches. We're very cold like that. But actually the car sped off and I realized it was my friend that had gotten shot. And, you know, he was just laying there. I remember vividly, like, the sounds, the noise that he was making, and he was dying. And there I'm holding him and he died in my arms, you know. And yes, every time I think about that, I get a little emotional, but you know, that moment was very pivotal in my life because I had thought about it, like that was supposed to be me. Actually, if I went to the right of the car, I probably wouldn't be here today. So, you know, as I seen that, I started to really think in my life, like I could feel death around the corner. You know, it didn't matter what I would do. I felt like my time, I was on borrowed time. I felt like I was gonna die soon. And 3 days after that, I had received a letter from one of my friends, just a childhood friend. He grew up with us in the projects in Section 8. He
I'm
he
so
gave me a letter
tired, dude.
that was really eerie. You know, he's like, you know, think about me when I'm gone, and just saying these types of things. And 3 days after that, I find out that he had committed suicide in jail. So there was death all around me, and I was feeling that. You know, it was creeping up on me. And you know, miraculously, my mom actually, a couple days after these incidents had happened, her car had broken down, and she was like, "Hey, Johnny, like, I need you to take me to church." You know, she's a translator. She was very like involved at the time, and so I said, "Yeah, there's no harm in that. You know, I want to help mom out. You know, I didn't spend all my life, you know, being bad to her, so I wanted to treat her well. So I took her to the church." But I told her very specifically, I don't want to be evangelized. I don't want to talk to the pastor. And so when I get there, I remember this pastor runs out and he's like, "Hey, Johnny, you know, good to see you. And why don't you come on in for some food, you know?" And they had made like some black bean noodles. And that's actually my favorite dish. You know, I love eating black bean noodles. For those Asian Sundong people out there who know what I'm talking about, it's like a delicacy for us. You know, I grew up eating that stuff. So I was like, what's the harm in eating? You know, but I told the pastor, I don't want to hear about God. I don't believe in God. I'm Buddhist, et cetera, et cetera. So we get there, and I remember he sits down, and after we finish eating, he asks me two questions that really kind of shocked me. You know, he said, "Are you a sinner? And do you know what sin is?" And at that time, I felt a little angry, to be honest, because I felt like that was a loaded question. Like, who's not a sinner? You know, we're all born imperfect. We're all flawed as human beings. We've all made, you know, bad decisions in our life and stuff like that. So I kind of got mad, and I told him, "Yeah, of course." And he said, "So what do you think about sin?" And I said, "Well, sin is when you do something bad and then, you know, you go against God, or you know, shoot people, stab people, you know, lie to people. That's a sin." And he said, "Not so." And that was the first time that it kind of like, he shook my world upside down. I was like, "What do you mean? You know, this is kind of weird," because that's what I always learned. Even though I wasn't Christian, Catholic or anything like that, I knew that doing bad things is a no-no. You know, you don't do that. But he explained to me that sin was actually twofold. The first thing is, it's trusting yourself above the word of God. So trusting yourself more than God, that's what sin is. And number two, it was inheritance. So he explained to me the analogy of, you're Chinese, you didn't choose to be Chinese. You're born that way. Your father was Chinese, his father was Chinese, etc. It was passed down. Likewise with sin, it wasn't that you did anything wrong, but your father, you know, Adam was evil, he was sinful, and then it passed down to us. So we were born as sinners. And at that time, it really made sense to me, because my son, you know, he was like 4 years old at the time. And, you know, I always taught him well, you know, hey, don't follow the way that daddy went, you know, like, be good, respect your elders, etc., etc. Never taught him how to lie, steal, or do anything like that. But at the age of 4, you know, he loved eating gummy bears. And I remember, like, he would always want gummy bears. If he could just live off of gummy bears, he would do it. But with the veggies, you know, I told him, you have to eat veggies first, and then you can eat some gummy bears. But I would see him trying to hide the veggies, trying to take it to the little potty and throwing it in there. And, you know, who taught him that, you know? And he even got to a point where he would steal the gummy bears. He would scoot the little stool over, climb on top, reach at the top of the cabinet, pull out the gummy bears. And I caught him red-handed. I'm like, "What are you doing?" one day. And he was like, "Nothing, Dad, nothing." You know, so who taught him that? I never taught him any of that evil stuff, but it was part of him. And it was something that was actually normal for him, for kids to rebel. And then he used the analogy of an apple tree, which really put it in perspective. He said, when you look at the seeds of an apple, where are the apples? But if you plant it, as it grows, it'll only produce apples. No matter how hard it tries, it cannot produce oranges or mangoes. Likewise, when you look at a baby, where's the sin? It's very cute, it's loving, but as it grows, as it matures, all you see is sin. They start to, you know, lie, they start to cheat, steal, they can even murder, you know? And so when I saw that, it really made a lot of sense to me as a person. And I was able to see that, oh, we're just being normal. it's not that I did bad things and then I became a sinner. No, I was born flawed. I was born imperfect. And he had mentioned, you're an imperfect person
Not a fact.
trying to produce perfect results. Of course you're gonna fall short. So that's why I had emptiness and depression and loneliness inside of my heart, because he was showing me that it wasn't these surface level things, but it was at the core of the heart, because everything is rooted in the heart, right? Everything came from the center. So I was trying to basically put a band-aid, like, oh, I had anger, so I take anger management. No, if you peel back the layers of an onion, you'll realize that you'll get to the root of it, which was sin produces everything. And I started to realize, oh, I was looking at it from a wrong perspective. So he said, it's okay, you know, and then he used an analogy of like a car, and he was saying that there's a braking system in the car and it must overcome the accelerator. Otherwise, you know, if the accelerator overcomes the brake, we will crash, right? No one would drive that car, even if it was a Ferrari, because it has no brakes. Likewise, we are people who need to have self-control. If we don't have self-control and our desires are like the accelerator, if it keeps going, I want to do drugs, I want to make money, then if you don't manage that, you'll crash out in life and you'll live miserably. And when he was saying these things, it was hitting me in the core of my heart. Like, wow, this guy knows me, but I just met him. You know, I really didn't understand how he knew me through and through, you know? And at that time, he said, you're a person, because you were born flawed, imperfect, in sin, you don't have the capability to stop yourself. And so you need something else to help you. And in that case, he said, that's where I come in as a pastor. He said, I am your braking system, right? So at that time, he had asked me this one question, and he said, how is your relationship with your father? I said, it's horrible. I honestly hate him. You know, I feel like the reason why I joined a gang, the reason why I was angry, the reason I was so like violent was because of my father. But he had mentioned, okay, so listen to me very carefully. He said, when you meet your father, I want you to apologize to him. And I was like, what? Excuse my language, but I was like, fuck that, honestly, because I didn't ask to be born. He had a responsibility to take care of me. But when I was born, you know, he beat me and he wasn't there for me. And I felt like just so angry when he asked me to apologize to him. And you know what he said was, he said, Johnny, you're right. But because you're right, you know, that he beat you and you didn't have a good childhood, you're also miserable. And that hit me, you know, really deeply. You're miserable because when you go outside and you see fathers who do respect their children, who did raise them well, you know, you feel that pain. And he said, you know, why do people argue? Why do people fight? Why is there no peace? Because two people are right. You're right, I'm wrong. The other party thinks, no, I'm right, you're wrong, right? And then they start to fight, and then there's no peace. But when one...
Hold on, who is this guy talking to right now? Like, how wise is this guy? The only reason why there's no peace is because two people are always right. Man, does that mean there will never be peace?
The person becomes wrong, he says, then everything drops and then they can start to heal. Peace starts to come in, you know, and they're able to grow. So he said, even though you don't understand it, I ask that you accept what I'm saying and just move forward. So at that time, I put down everything I felt and I trusted this man, right? And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna trust myself. Let me see what he says and let me just try it out. You know, what's the harm in trying it out? So I call my father and it's such an awkward phone call. I haven't talked to him for years. And I say, hey, Dad, it's Johnny. He's like, who? Like, it's your son. He's like, oh. And the first thing out of his mouth, I remember vividly, was, I don't have any money for you. And I was like, you know, I got a little angry, you know, and I don't need your money, but kind of simmered down. And I was like, you know, Dad, I just want to talk to you. It's really urgent. I need to speak to you about something. I said, okay. So we planned to go to this pho restaurant in Alhambra. And we get there. He's sitting across from me. I'll never forget. It's awkward. There's so much tension. He's not looking me in my face. I'm looking off to the wall, but I remember vividly what the pastor told me, you know, just move forward, just apologize. It's okay. You know, I am your braking system, right? So I told him, Dad, you know, I'm here today to tell you that I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being a bad son. I'm sorry for being a bad... Sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you, that I didn't help, and I didn't live up to your standards. And then my father actually, he started crying. He said, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was a bad father. I'm sorry I didn't give you a good childhood, and I'm sorry I couldn't control my drinking, and that you had to suffer because of that. You know, 20 years of pain, anger, frustration. It was crushed. We hugged it out.
I'm tripping.
And
I'm not even in full
now
screen.
we have a great relationship. You know,
I've been watching this for 20
when
minutes.
I think about it,
And this mode will suffer me.
if I had never followed what the pastor said, if I never trusted him and I trusted myself, if I tried to understand and wrap my head around it, if I held my own righteousness, I would have never experienced this. At the core of my heart, Pastor was dissecting it and fixing it from the inside out. And when I seen that, I was so thankful. Wow, this pastor, he knows something that I don't know. For the first time in my life, I didn't trust what I saw and what I felt. I left it in the hands of someone who was better than me, who knew God, who lived happier than me, who was more peaceful than me. And when I was connected to that, I was able to overcome everything. I see my father every week now. We go out to eat, and all we talk about is happiness, and we're able to rekindle everything.
That's beautiful, man.
And I never preached the gospel to my dad. I never told him about God. I just showed him, hey, you know, I'm happy, Dad, and I love you. And that love really overcame everything, you know, so, you know.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness. And it wasn't like I wanted to, but when I connected to something, you know, that was stronger than me, like my pastor, I was able to stay out of prison. I was able to kick the drugs. I was on meth and ecstasy and coke. It wasn't that I did anything myself. I didn't even want the help. You know, a lot of people were on Skid Row, and they talk about homelessness. Oh, the problem is homelessness. Well, if you peel that back, it could be mental issues, mental health. If you peel that back, it could be, you know, drugs and whatnot. But the truth is, it's at the core of the heart. I believe it's sin. And if you don't get rid of that aspect, then that begets everything else. It produces everything else. So I liken it to like the analogy of cancer. Say I have cancer, and if I'm losing my hair and if I'm losing weight, well, if I put a wig on and I just eat and fatten up, it doesn't get rid of the cancer. So likewise, we have to get to the core of the issue. And the core of this issue right now is people's hearts. Their self-worth is completely gone. When the pastor planted hope inside of my heart, it casted everything out. He never said, don't do this, stop doing drugs, stop gambling. He never told me that. He didn't give me a dime, you know. What he gave was hope inside of my heart. And when that happened, we naturally dropped everything else that was hopeless. I clinged on to drugs because I thought that was my hope. I clinged on to my gang because that was my hope at the time. But when God showed me another perspective, he talked about God. You know, he talked about Jesus, and he said, why do you think that Jesus had to die for you? Well, because you're a sinner, you're born into sin, you can't stop sinning, so you'll always be empty, you'll always be miserable. But when you think about God, he paid for all of your sins. He made you righteous. And I'm like, he made me righteous? Like, I'm a sinner. I remember my sins. And he said, well, God doesn't remember them. Hebrews 10:17 says, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. So he said, you have a choice to make, Johnny. Are you going to trust what you think and what you feel, which is constantly changing? It's like the ocean, high tide, low tide. 1 minute I love this woman, Next minute we argue and
Nobody
fight. I
join
hate
the
her. I'm telling her to get out of my house.
stream.
Am I gonna trust this heart that constantly changes? One minute I make a determination, I throw all of my pipes away. I'm not gonna do drugs. Next minute, I'm rummaging through the trash again, picking it all up. Am I gonna trust something that constantly changes? And he told me, if something is constantly changing, if a person says one thing and does another, he's a liar. So would you trust his heart that lies to you? Or are you gonna trust the word of God that never changes? No matter what, God died for you, he perfected you, he made you holy. Past, present, and future sins are gone. You know, and when I believed, I put again myself down and my thoughts down, and I trusted the word of God, that power became mine. And he likened it to the analogy of like a debt. Let's say, Mark, you know, I have $10,000 for you, and I say, let's go to Arizona, you know. In Phoenix, in 1 week, I'll give you $10,000. If you believe in me, if you trust what I say, you will make that trip and you go out there and you'll receive the 10,000. But let's say you don't believe in me. Johnny's a gang member. He's just a guest on Soft White Underbelly. I don't believe him. Even if I go to Arizona with $10,000, you will not receive the blessing, right? So it's important to where you put your beliefs in. People say, Lord is my savior. Well, what did he save you from? He saved you from your sins. So if he saved you from your sins and you still think you're a sinner, that must mean he failed, and he didn't. He says in the Bible that he's perfected us forever, right? So when I was able to believe that, that core of my heart changed. I went from emptiness to having hope. Well, where do righteous people go? Righteous people go to heaven. I always thought I was gonna die and go, maybe not to hell, but somewhere where evil people go, because I was an evil person. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of. But, you know, as I had that hope that, hey, I don't have to live this way. This mind, this heart was deceiving me, telling me that I was, you know, not righteous, telling me that I was evil, you know. And when you live that lifestyle, you start to believe, well, I'm evil anyway, so excuse my language, but fuck it. I'm gonna do whatever I want, because your self-worth is gone. Your confidence gone. Everything is out the window. So, you know, what I'm doing nowadays is I'm going to prison, and I'm a prison minister, and I preach my testimony and this story to people, and it really changes their lives, because everyone is telling people, hey, stop doing bad, stop doing evil. The problem is they're not understanding that trusting in themselves is the root of all evil, because we're flawed as human beings, right? And if we're flawed, we cannot produce perfect things. We actually can't produce good things. We can try, but at the end of the day, we feel this emptiness. And what I call it is this up and down lifestyle. You know, when you're really happy, you're on the up. But when you're sad, you crash. So you're happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad until you die. There is no real purpose inside of your life, you know? And that's something that people really resonate with, because I went through that. When I look at my life, I thought it was a curse. 12 years old in YA. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm supposed to be on the streets here with these people strung out. But as I see that God was leading my life, I see that it's such a blissful life. Why? Because I understand the people that these homeless people in the streets, they don't need money. They don't need, you know, clothes and all that, you know. They need the fixing and the renewal of the heart. And so, you know, that's really what I've been doing nowadays, is going to prisons and talking to you know, inmates and double lifers, people with LWOP, life without parole. And I don't tell them, hey, you need to change. Why did you murder people? You know, you need to make a decision. No, what I tell them is, do you know what God did for you? Do you know that sin is not, it was part of you. It's not that you wanted to do it, but it was something that was dragging you. And if you learn to distrust that voice, distrust that destructive voice, I call it, that evil thought, evil nature, then you're able to live well. And you're able to connect to the pastor. You know, you're able to connect to people who are better than you. And then their happiness, their hope will pour into your heart. And once that changes, they start to, you know, become mentored. They start to also mentor other inmates. And we're making a big impact in all these prisons. I go to Thailand. I also preach at the Bangkwang prison. I go to Korea recently. I met with post consulates, and I'm a person that, I'm from the San Gabriel Valley. I'm from Huaching. How can I be talking about God? Well, I really feel like it wasn't me. You know, I feel like God had prepared this for me, and he had showed me something while going through the struggles, while feeling empty and overcoming that. And that's really what I want to kind of share with the people, because if that pastor never gave me a chance, if he never explained to me, you know, these things, I would probably be dead or in prison.
How's your brother?
He's good. He's out of prison. He got out about 4 years ago. He comes to church with me as well, and yeah, he's happy. He's really happy.
It's great. It's a hell of a story of forgiveness and change of heart.
Yeah. Yes, forgiveness and understanding that we are already flawed, and it's okay. When we put our power down to trust in ourselves and believe in ourselves, then, you know, truly God can work, you know, because then we start to lean on him. Like I said, it didn't make sense to say sorry to my father. It made more sense in my head for him to apologize to me. But when I put that down, truly I became happy. And you know, I never thought that I could rekindle this. I thought I wasn't even gonna visit my father on his deathbed. Like, that's how much hatred I had for him. But now that I think about it, I'm so thankful for him, you know, that I was able to experience God through this. And my father now, like I said, comes to church. He hated church. He was like, they brainwash you, they don't give them your money, you know, there's only women at church because they're, you know, it was all this stuff. But, you know, when he saw that I had stopped going to prison, I had stopped doing drugs, stopped carrying a gun, started to really pique an interest in him. And so he himself went to my pastor, the same pastor that preached to me. And now he realized, you know, wow,
This pastor changing
I'm
lives.
perfect, you know, through God, through Jesus, because he didn't fail. Not because we do well, not because he stopped drinking, not because he stopped beating my mom. And in the end, he really gave up drinking. Him and my mom are still married. I mean, it's amazing, truly, when the heart changes.
It's a wonderful story.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for sharing it, Johnny.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Okay, one more 30-minute video. Should I watch a follow-up on them or nah? No, I want something with some action. That was a little bit boring. I don't want to watch somebody sit and talk again. This Kimbo Slice video looks interesting. Cops find dismembered body in gangster's house.
Randall, an Uber Eats delivery driver, was about to make his last delivery when he received a call from his wife at 6:45 p.m. He told her that he'd be home soon and stopped by his last drop point. All was okay until he pushed the doorbell. For a few minutes, nobody answered the door. It was then opened by a huge
Ubers don't even go to the door, I thought.
Man with tattoos all over his face. His name was Oscar. Randall did not return home that night. The next day, Oscar took out a few garbage bags along with his driver and dumped them in the trash bin near his house, unaware of the CCTV cameras. Meanwhile, Randall's family and the police were searching for him for 2 days around the same property. Nobody knew what had happened to Randall until Oscar's roommate arrived and showed them the chilling CCTV footage.
This was absolutely a horrific crime of passion. This person, you know, you always say the word evil, but this is demonic.
The faces of officers have been blurred by the sheriff's department. We tried our best to get them to not do this, but they said that it is for officer safety, and they are allowed to do it under Florida law. We know it's super annoying, but please bear with us and watch the whole video. This is a rarest of rare case.
I just need to get someone behind this house watching the back of this house, so I'll get whoever just pulled up to go back there.
Whatever you want.
We're waiting for a search warrant or something? Probably. That we're waiting for.
I have consent for the house, but we're waiting. I took it. It's in the garbage. I opened up the garbage. One had the guts, the other one had the legs. I stopped at the legs. Like, I'm not doing anymore.
Is his car here?
No, he's on video. There's a video at the house. Okay. He's on the video.
So wait, you got video from the homeowner?
Yeah, one of the tenants is here. Gave us, pulls up the video.
He's just handing you guys everything.
Yeah, he wasn't here when it took place.
Oh.
And then there's video in the back.
So, who's his roommate? Because they obviously didn't know what type of person they were living with, I guess.
To the house of them pulling the garbage bags
Unless
around
they
the
did.
side.
So we lit that video of suspects moving the deceased.
Yeah. So.
So our detectives did the right thing. They asked for permission to go through the trash bags, to go into trash bags. There was several of them. and unfortunately what we found inside of some of those trash bags was human remains.
Surveillance camera footage captured Randall waiting at the door before being abruptly pulled inside by Oscar.
You watch the video, he was a guy just like everybody else, just trying to make a living for his family. And you can actually see the victim walking up to the house to deliver food. But the video cuts off.
Reports indicate that he was stabbed 35 times inside the
Oh,
house.
The suspect,
nah.
Oscar Salas, was carrying trash bags with another individual, and you can see them carrying these trash bags
DoorDash.
around the side of the house.
Or like Uber Eats.
So have we confirmed that is the Signal 8 somehow?
I mean, we haven't confirmed because we can't see the face.
Bro, this is why I just...
Insides, some guts.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And then they were like, they saw what they thought was a foot, so they called.
This is why when I do it, bro, I don't even ring the bell. I try to get to my car as quick as possible and just let them know the food is there.
We kind of like, listen, don't it up, but just verify it's a foot. So they opened it a little more and it's attached to a leg. So,
oh my
and they stopped
God.
Officers were not yet sure if he was inside the house, but they were about to determine his whereabouts through his roommate, whose statements would change the course of the case.
So we haven't confirmed that it is the victim, but I mean, somebody's definitely dead. It's very, very likely that it's him. If I was a betting man.
Well, on his checklist, he's supposed to have a suspicious.
I'm just so curious how this played out. Like,
he was here for like 30 minutes. There was nothing suspicious about it as of yesterday.
This guy does that.
They don't.
And then it just went dead.
One of the neighbors provided the police with crucial information about the murderer, which would help identify him.
You know your neighbors?
I do not. I've met the one guy one time.
What's that guy look like?
Covered in tattoos.
When did you meet him?
This is about a month ago.
So you've lived here for a month. So about when you first moved in there?
Basically, it was like literally like 3 or 4 days after I moved in, because I'm living here to help my mom out.
Do you know his name?
I can't remember it offhand.
Does it start with an O?
No. All I got from him is he's originally from California. He had just got out of prison recently. He did like 12 years. And
wow.
In prison in California?
I don't know if it was California or not. He just mentioned that he had gotten done with 12 years in prison.
Do you know what he went to prison for?
No, he didn't go into details about it.
Okay.
And then the only other thing I assume is that he may have been a gang member just because of the way his tattoos were presented, and he had the big 13 on his forehead.
Wow.
The neighbor's mention of the number 13
MS-13
tattooed on Oscar's head was alarming, as it suggested he was likely a member of the Mara Salvatrucha gang, commonly known as MS-13. Although their leader, Ernesto Miranda, was killed in 2006, the gang remains active to this day.
well, because 90% of the time there's no person contact. You just set stuff down at the front door and leave.
Let me
But,
find
like,
out
was
he
he
did
gonna
this
just
for no
wait for the trash
reason,
guy to
just
come pick this
cause,
up?
bro.
It would work.
Why didn't you? It would work. If that well.
Detectives went to the house, walked around it. There was nothing really suspicious on out there. Nobody answered the door. And so there's actually a body of water across the street. They looked over there to see if maybe something happened. There was no evidence of anything going on. We held the scene as a crime scene. We were waiting for Emmy, the medical examiner, to come out. Forensics came out.
It's this one, right? This one? Yeah. Yeah. So they don't think anyone's home?
No, there's some dude named Oscar who's like got criminal history like crazy in there.
I smell it. Dude. I don't want to look inside that.
No.
No.
Yeah. You don't need to see it, you don't need to see it.
Yeah.
You're not part of the investigation, don't see it. It's not good. You see enough shit.
I saw a big gator swimming around in there. Yeah. Oh shit. It's blowing up in the air. Is it in that bag right there, or is it just all?
I can see that one is flopping up right now. I can see some trash coming out.
Why are they back here?
Probably the one with the flies buzzing around.
When detectives spoke with the murderer's roommate who lived with his wife and child, he revealed that they had heard a loud noise coming from the murderer's bedroom on the night Randall delivered the food. Feeling uneasy, they decided to leave the house and book a hotel room for the night. 2 days later...
Bro, that's crazy, dude. Like, you were just living with a murderer and you didn't know. Like what made him not kill you, but kill this random Uber Eats
It was this roommate who provided the surveillance camera footage to the police.
Well, the point was, I'm so glad that we moved out. I stayed in a hotel that Oscar Jr.'s escalating in the way his behavior is.
Gotcha.
And they said they couldn't remove him because he's been there a while. They started to collect mail.
Parole. He had been in parole in Indiana. He had just moved down to Florida back in January. And so you'll hear his background is a very violent individual.
So I called the landlord that we're leaving. We can't stay here with this guy. And he's like, oh, no, you signed the lease. You leave here. I'm going to sue. You're going to pay me. And I called his dad. We had a conversation before.
They told me no. I don't have the log.
So Daddy said he's going to sue me too if I leave. They wanted me to pay rent. So I'm glad we left. So to get into the house, I was locked out last night from the front door. There's a bolt on top.
So you have a key for the side door, and then you said the front one has a deadbolt you don't have a key for?
This is the front door, which is a deadbolt and a key knob, but there's also a sliding one.
Oh, there's a lock
inside.
up top. Okay.
That's what I was telling them. Me and the wife were locked out last night, yelling and screaming and pushing doorbells and everything. Found out later on he was sleeping in his room. And then I remembered I have a spare key hidden inside the AC unit on the side for the side door. So we went through the garage and unbolted the door and let my wife in. And that's when I saw a lot of different evidence in there I told them about. I mean, there's even a hammer in there, but I didn't see any blood anywhere.
The roommate told the officers that Oscar had placed the dismembered body in a trash bag and moved it out with the help of a driver hired by his father. However, the driver was unaware of the bag's contents. Yet, this wasn't the only crucial information the police received.
Oscar Jr. has a fascination with young kids. That was part of my other problems. I don't know if he's a pedophile or what, but there's young kids coming and going out of this house all the time. And that's one reason I'm leaving. And so I know what's going on. I hope it's not a kid. I just hope Oscar Jr. rots in prison.
There are several pictures. These individuals, and I'll tell you, if you're one of those individuals or you're the parent or guardian of one of these kids, it looks like they're young adults, they're not in trouble. We just need to know who they are. Can they come forward information? They were actually in the house about an hour before the homicide occurred. So if anybody has any information, please come forward. As I said, you're not in trouble.
And it's a 3-bedroom
Oh, okay,
house.
so you rent it along with his dad.
Yeah,
Okay.
but his dad has never spent a night in there. It was a place for his daughter to stay. So
Okay. So Oscar Jr. is the guy with tats. This guy right here was renting the house out with Oscar Jr.'s dad, Oscar Sr. And Oscar Sr.'s dad's never even been in the house because he's renting it for his daughter. And where's the daughter at?
Gotcha.
me and his daughter staying there. And when Oscar Jr. came out of prison 2-3 months ago, his daughter left. She couldn't stand her brother because he's annoying and stuff.
Okay.
Right now it's just me and Oscar Jr. and my wife.
So we need you guys on opposite
Wow.
sides of the house and to like be vigilant because they think the suspect's still inside. Yeah, they want one of you on each side of the house because homeboy may still be inside.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't called them with this amount of
law enforcement activity.
Right, that's what I mean. Because the amount of people that have come from Overland, they've been filming us, so.
Soon, Randall's car, which he had been using to deliver food that night, was found not far from the crime scene. It was also confirmed that the murderer was still inside the house. This immediately prompted the officers to adopt a defensive stance, as the man was considered dangerous and anything could happen at any moment.
Hey, guys, just so you know, he might come outside. If so, I'll challenge first.
Hey, unless he comes out that back door, they're challenging him from the front. Let them give all the commands.
We know if he has firearms. His bedroom is on this side.
They're saying they're on the phone with the dad, and the dad's on the phone with him, and those boxes are gonna come out. So we'll see how that plays out. If not, we'll use the PA. If not, I'll just holler at him. But you guys don't have any issue. He's handcuffed. All right.
We just want him detained.
Gotcha. Sorry, bro. I was looking for you.
A perimeter was established around the suspect's house to ensure that he had no means of escape.
We got paper set up.
I got a helicopter on him. He's not getting anywhere, bro.
With another shield. I got one right there. swap out, take cover, on cover. You want to down that? Is this your car? Yeah. Put that thing down and grab that other one. You got another one? Use that one. I think that was expired. So he's supposedly coming out cooperative, right? I'll give commands. We're going to talk him back to us. Someone's going to put him in cuffs. Garmin's coming up with a less lethal in case we need that option.
Why don't they get wider riot shields?
Hold right there. Cigarettes?
Door open. Front door open. Stand by.
Hey, Oscar! Walk to me. Keep your hands up. Walk to me. Walk to me. Walk to me. Come through. Walk to me. Come out. Come out. Keep your hands up. We can see him. Come out to me. Come out to me. Come toward me. You're good, boss. Just come out toward me. Pick up the line or step over it. Step over the cross. Sir, go inside. Go inside. There you go. All right, keep coming toward me, boss. Come here, buddy. All right, keep coming. Keep coming. All right, do me a favor, boss. Turn around. Turn around, face your house. Back up toward me. Just keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Back up toward me. Back up toward me. Keep coming, buddy. Keep coming. Back up. Keep coming. Keep coming. Come on. Keep coming.
He better not
Keep
try
coming.
nothing.
Keep coming.
Drop what you have. Drop what you have. Drop what you have. Drop what you have.
Hold on, we'll talk about it. What's okay?
Man, don't act dumb.
Appreciate you coming out, boss. You're just being detained for everybody's safety right now. Yeah. Detectives are going to talk to you. I don't have anything for you right now, boss. All right, we're just here to make sure you're safe. Yeah. Everybody's good. Detectives back there are gonna have a chat with you. Yes, cool.
Sir.
All right.
Can I have a cigarette?
Yeah, we'll grab those. I got you, bud. I got you. I got you. Hey, officer, anybody else inside right now?
Nobody else inside.
Nobody else inside? Any animals?
No animals, but I don't give consent for anybody to go inside my
That's
house.
fine, buddy. That's fine. Okay. Hey, guys. Just hold it and keep an eye on the guy.
But your roommate can though.
You ain't got a belt on or nothing, you?
No
I
belt.
got you. Okay.
I was just in bed, literally.
Gotcha. Okay.
Step up.
Yep.
Just scoot all the way in.
I mean, actually taken away?
No, not at this point. You're just detained.
For a minute, okay?
I'm about to say, I just really woke up out of bed.
Okay, just twist your legs in and we'll shut this and keep the AC going for you, okay? The air conditioner? Alright. Scoot your knee in just a little bit so it doesn't get you. There you go.
Hey, I'm still rolling.
Why is he acting goofy?
He's saying nobody's supposed to be in there, no animals. Okay. Saying we're not allowed to go in, but hang tight. Good work, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Once they get the search warrant, we can just handle it here, honestly. We have Star 1 and Star 3. But that's above my pay grade. I'm just a weak corporal, but that's my...
When deputies inspected Randall's car, they noticed a white powdery substance, likely paint, on the seat and car handle. Additionally, they also found Oscar's time card on one of the seats. Neighbors reported seeing the car parked in the same spot for 2 to 3 days, but they had no knowledge of its occupants. Using metal detectors, investigators found Randall's phone battery discarded in the canal behind Oscar's house. However, it was nothing compared to what they were going to find inside the house.
Oscar, we're gonna get you out of this car and I'm gonna move you right back to this car, okay?
Okay. What's going on?
The detectives are gonna come talk to you and explain, okay?
Alright. Which one is the detective?
He's back there. He's gonna
Can I
come
have
up.
a smoke? 'Cause I'm just...
I got you.
looking everywhere and it seems like I'm the only guy in handcuffs.
That's fine. We'll work on that, okay?
Yeah.
Bro, who does he think he's smarter than? Like, stop acting like you did nothing, bro. You're going to jail. Yeah, why are they covering the cops, but not
It's better if you face us and just
the witness or whatever.
That's why I'm always wearing glasses, right? I'm epileptic and all that.
Watch your hand there.
Like, what are the cops scared of?
So who's the detective?
I'll figure that out for you and I'll get him over here, okay?
Okay, can you listen this one up on the right side?
The right one? Come on out. Did it tighten on you? Yeah, tighten on you. Hold on. There you go. All right, thank you, man. Yep.
You said the detective is coming this way?
Yeah, he's gonna come over and talk to you, okay?
How much longer do you think this will be, man? Because I usually take off for St. Peter around 6 or 7.
You got work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, well, sit tight. I'll go talk to him, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, partner. I don't know where the elevator is.
Like he slaughtered a man, and he really thinks he's about to get out of here, like just by acting goofy.
Oh my God. I'm just sore, man.
Right in this door, bud.
Yeah. Just trying to get in shape, man. I work security at night, so it's pretty physically demanding, bro. You know?
I don't have a pair on me, but I want to put them in the front. Okay. And then I'll make sure that you get them.
They're not ours. I have no idea who's.
Oh, they're from the scene? Okay.
Yep.
A little better in the front?
Oh, man.
Let's go and grab a seat, bud.
Immediate relief. Yes, sir. To the chair or something?
No, just give me two.
Cup in the front.
All right.
Just put them together like that.
Just give me 2 thumbs up.
Golly, boy.
Cup in the front.
All right.
Just put
Look
them
how
together
his
like that.
glasses are squeezing his head. Oh my gosh. Take them off, boy.
Just give me 2 thumbs up real quick.
Alright, so I have gray drawstrings on these ones. I got a gray, looks like a red on one, and I got a white one, not a.
We hit 2 hours streaming time, so this is the last video, especially since nobody in here.
The police wasted no time and entered Oscar's house once the search warrant was secured. What they were about to discover would leave them utterly shocked.
Rock and roll, boys.
She opened from the door directly. Yeah, I gotta get this open, Bubba. Oh, sorry. And I gotta fall back with the seat. Alright. Rifle trail, just get out. Rifle, just get over here. You're good. Sheriff's office search warrant! Sheriff's office search warrant! Come to the door! I got you. Dog behind you. You're good. Alright, you guys are.
Alright, well, if anybody's on here, we're,
right here.
master bedroom, master bathroom, and kitchen are good so far. We're still checking our.
All footage, including scenes from inside the house, has been censored by the police department. However, according to their reports, there was a hole in the living room tile surrounded by blood and multiple blood spatters on nearby objects.
Like, why?
One of the dining table legs in an adjacent room was stained with blood. A wedding ring and other personal items later identified as Randall's were found, along with apparent bloodstains on the bathroom floor. Multiple black trash bags containing suspected human remains, confirmed to belong to Randall, were scattered around the house.
There's 2 trash bags in the garage too. One's got flies all around it. So the rug in the front looks like some blood on it, and then in the master shower there's a mop with like red stains all over it. So there's a bunch of hand saws and saws and shit in the garage. So I was laughing at myself. No, I was just like, get out of there, and I ripped it out. I was like.
Oscar's dad told the police that Oscar had moved to Florida to live near him. It was his dad who had hired a driver to ferry Oscar to work, and it was his dad who had placed the food order that cost Randall his life. However, despite the officers' best efforts to get information out of Oscar, reports say he told them nothing.
30-year-old Oscar Solis is now behind bars, but the sheriff says he's not talking.
He's probably gonna have you step on that black tray while he's working with you.
So he didn't say anything about why?
Yeah, man, I'll let you know when. He's just offering around your waist. You could take the sleeves off and just go shirtless.
Clothes, the stuff I came here with.
So the stuff that you had on when you came here, the detectives are taking.
Okay.
Okay, so those stay with us.
We're not getting out. It doesn't matter, bro.
Alright, we'll get my phone back eventually,
So one step at a time. Don't try to take more than one. Just there, and then this little one, and then up, okay?
Later, residents of the houses near where Randall's car was found were contacted for any additional information.
Hey, how you doing? Pasco Sheriff's Office. I got a question. So we had it.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm sorry. Wait. I see the car over there for, I don't know. For the car over there, somebody called.
Oh, they left you a card?
I don't know. The car over there for the sheriff.
Yeah.
For the call, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, I'm probably asking what he was wanting to talk to you about. So I see you have cameras. Do they work?
Yes, both. Yeah, this was. Isn't no yet.
It's gonna be a bald guy, bald shaved head, big guy, with tattoos on his face.
Oh, están buscando un hombre que tiene tatuaje, está pelado campo.
What a sicko, man. God damn. Where were the bags?
They were right there.
You can, when you pass by here, you can kind of smell it.
Yeah, he's like right here, and then there's one right here.
Jesus Christ.
What he did was demonic. But at the same time, we couldn't answer the question why. What the relationship? There doesn't appear to be any relationship. All it appears is that there was a gentleman who was working, was doing his last delivery of the night, and this person killed him for no reason. And he took him away from his family.
Melanie DeZoba talking about her stepdad.
He was perfect in every way. Perfect dad, always there, just no matter what.
His life taken suddenly at the hands of a stranger.
I still have a voicemail on my phone from last Monday of just his voice and him telling me how much he loves me and how much he's there for me.
Cook was a talented graphic designer, according to DeZoba. He was doing Uber Eats recently to make some extra money. A humble man, she says, never said anything bad about anyone.
He was the most perfect man, and I can hope that there's a guy out there even close to him.
2 days after Randall went missing, his daughter posted a piece written by her mother about what the family was going through. Randall had been the sole breadwinner, and what happened to him had completely devastated the family. It was heart-wrenching even for the deputies to deliver the news.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
okay.
You want to sit on the porch? Yeah, my sister should be here in a minute.
Listen to me. Listen to me. We're gonna work through this, okay? We will. Okay?
So it was him.
It was. That's what they're. That's what
Do you know why they did this to him?
At this point, yeah, they're involved in this investigation. They can't say a lot,
Okay, I got
and
it.
it'll come out. So let's wherever
just
you
keep
want to
waiting
go.
for
I know.
This can't be real.
Well, unfortunately, it is, and we will.
Where did not have to say that?
When you get these people, everything, I've thrown everything at them.
No, I mean, and the one good thing about it, I could tell you is when the Pasco detectives get on something, they're like bloodhounds, they're like werewolves, they're like it's.
Yeah, and I'm getting them.
You okay?
I get these.
Okay.
My mind can't handle that.
Let's go sit. It's okay. Hey, listen, remember.
I'm gonna lay in my bed, bro. Tired.
Let's slow down. You got it?
My mind isn't accepting this.
It's gonna take.
Get water and everything.
Boys or girls?
I'm not having, it's just so much.
Get in the bed with your boy.
Nice deep breaths.
Take deep breaths. The way we did last night with the EMT, remember?
But she's gonna explain some things to you. I know this is all one. You just got hit over the head with a frying pan right now, but she's gonna explain things to you and make things help you with the process, okay? And we're here now.
We're gonna get through this. I get anxiety attacks and seizures, so I know.
Why did they do this? He was an angel. He was so bad. He never fought. We laughed every night.
That's the last time I saw him was first riding.
I just hope I hope he just wasn't in too much pain when they killed him. I just hope he had a heart attack before it happened.
The police had not shared the gruesome details with Randall's wife, but someone later contacted his daughter and revealed what had actually happened.
Who did you get that stuff from?
This lady found. Okay, I'll let you read everything.
you know how on Facebook I can tag county sheriff officer, all that they see my post of that, saying where he's missing. She contacted me last week saying all this stuff. So, and someone else said, that she's got me hit the head and this and that, a bunch of crazy stuff. So I didn't want to tell her. I just wanted to know for myself, because I don't need her to know all that. I don't know who this person is. My boyfriend says stop talking to her. She could be a part of something, trying to get information, And even the news.
I wouldn't even go on, because I'm sure there's stuff on Facebook when I wouldn't go on it, don't comment on it, don't.
After a while, I'm like, you're saying 100 different things.
I just feel so bad because when he dropped me off after work about 2:30, he didn't want to go back out. And I said, well, we kind of need the money, maybe a couple hours. I should have just kept him here.
Yeah, see, that's gonna go. You gotta put that bullshit out of your head.
You can't put that on yourself.
You cannot put that.
You did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
Hi.
And what would he want you to do right now? Would he want you to break down and fall apart, or be strong? I mean, these sound like cliches,
I know, but it's
but
true.
you know that and this guy's a gentle guy.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Listen to me, you need to keep her. When we leave, I mean, obviously she's got me to call Dora.
I leave in a couple hours. My car's not drivable until this weekend. I'm trying to get my car good. So, and I'm out of work. I live by myself.
So are you going back?
Oh, it's going to be ready.
All right. Picked up that stupid shit.
Thank you very much.
Who would do this? Like,
why? Why didn't they just take the freaking
and he didn't have any enemies or anyone that hated him or like a drug deal gone wrong or like some weird, stupid, crazy.
The family was going through an unimaginably tough situation, and the officers were doing their best to ensure they didn't feel helpless.
Do you know anything about like that suspect that like was in that video that was surrendering himself or anything?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. I was just curious about that.
And then I heard there was more than one suspect, that there's 3. Then I heard something horrifying that I don't even want to repeat that happened to him. Because I am taking them to court.
They are.
I'm doing it, or I'm going to douse myself with gasoline.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that one.
I'll let you do it. I'll let you do that.
We give you permission.
Burn them in oil is what I want to do.
Just real quick.
Himself. We're gonna talk about that after.
Okay. Because I could possibly help you out with that. So don't, before you go do anything.
Okay, I'll talk to you.
Let me know, yeah.
All right.
And the boss was already buying me food tonight, and I remember him. My best friend's like, the boss is going to buy you food.
Oh, that's so nice. That's good. There's some good news.
Because I'm not doing good at Carrabba's.
Well, I'm going to try to get you some Greek food up here, too, because the sponge docks they ought to start. Yeah, but I don't think they know. I mean, come here. I know now you have, it's all, you're going to get flooded with this.
He was more than a father to her than her own father.
That's what I was just telling you.
And it's just that I keep getting ripped off. My mom died 56, my dad 61, him 59. And I've already outlived all of them. Just crazy. But at least I got a lot stronger today than yesterday, because if I would have had a double whammy yesterday, I don't think I would have made it.
We went to, what was that called?
I took her for a little ride. All our favorite places.
Miss Vicky's? Yeah, Miss Vicky's. And then that little park right there, it's on the beach. I go, oh, this is so cool. Yeah. See, I go to do stuff like that all
I felt so
my
much better getting out of the house.
I sit by myself all the time.
Came home, ate, and then this.
Oscar had a long criminal history, including battery, robbery, resisting arrest, and more, and had always been known as a violent individual. For Randall's murder, he was initially charged with parole violation and failure to register as a convicted felon. Once Randall's remains were identified, Oscar was charged with murder during the commission of a robbery. Currently behind the bars, Oscar's trial has been scheduled in January 2025. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.
If you're making videos without a checklist, you're just going to be playing guessing games because you have no idea how to captivate people's attention throughout the entire video, especially when you're just starting. All right, so this is time and this is interest. How do you keep people interested for a long duration of time? That's a formula to virality. By the way, this video and this channel is for education and not entertainment, so if you can't watch the video without hyper edited clips, transitions, and a bunch of colors, and me hooking your attention with a bunch of buzzwords, then you're likely not going to succeed because you don't even have the attention span to learn. And it's likely you made that mistake at school. Hopefully you got offended by that statement. Take away your creator perspective and let's put on the lens of a consumer. When you're consuming content, you actually already have some level of interest because you're not going on Instagram irritated and frustrated. You're just going on there for some sort of reward, right? So your interest is already here. Now this is important because if the reel that you look at is less interesting than your baseline level of interest, this is what happens when people just scroll past your video. And this to Instagram is a huge red flag. However, on the flip side, when you make a video that captivates people's interest and they feel like they really want to watch the video, which is created by a great hook, then this happens. Yeah, a great hook will spike up someone's interests. However, it's pretty obvious that we want to keep people's interests stagnant or going up a little bit. And this period of time here is, you guessed it, the hook. It's between 0 to 3 seconds. So what are you looking for when you scroll on Instagram? I'm just going to tell you. A reward. There are 3 main rewards, okay? I'll tell you the first one. Try and guess along. Entertainment. Second one, education. Third one, inspiration. These are form of rewards, and it's the only reason why people are on Instagram. They want to be rewarded. Now, I'm trying to get you to understand this. The big question is, the reward's at the end of the video. How do I even let them know what the reward is going to be without spoiling it? This is where the word curiosity comes into play. The only reason why people watch videos throughout is because they are curious. Keep that in mind. And pay attention when you watch a video on Instagram and you don't feel like scrolling away, it's because you're curious as to what the reward is going to be. You anticipate a reward, whether that be to laugh, or whether that be to learn something new through education, or whether that's to be motivated through an inspirational quote. You're curious as to what the reward is going to be. And now I'm going to go through the checklist. By the way, how do you like the whiteboard? Is it better than the paper? Let me know, because so many people were complaining about the sound of the squeaky pen till I had to invest a solid $12 into a whiteboard. Y'all are costing me money out here. The first point on the checklist is a very simple question. Is your video relevant to your mission? This is point number 1. A mission statement is something that you're working towards. So if you have an Instagram page, social media page, you're likely posting on there because you want something out of it. All right, nobody really just posts just for fun. If that's the case, then why are you watching a video on how to go viral? I've talked about this before. If you already have your mission statement because you've watched my channel, go ahead and skip past this. But if you don't, ask yourself, what is your call to action? A call to action is what you want people to do. So if you're a dog whisperer, maybe you want people to book in sessions with you to help train their dog. For me, my CTA is to get people to join my private group. Go join down below. There's 950 members in it. What is your CTA? Then you want to ask yourself, who is interested in your CTA? Yeah. So who's going to be interested in joining my private group? It would be business owners and entrepreneurs, because I talk mostly about marketing. To attract business owners and entrepreneurs that are interested in marketing.
Bro. Yeah, it's time for me to get off of this. I literally fell asleep. Yeah, I'm going. So, boy, PO, y'all boys stay up.